All right, what's up, y'all? I think I called it, man. I think I called it. I keep trying to tell people when I make these AEW videos, I'm not just talking to talk. I have ideas. I have thoughts. You got to listen to me sometimes, just a little bit, you know. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Bryan Danielson, man. He's working currently without a contract. He don't care. He's about to leave soon. He's like, whatever, This very much tells you that he definitely is going to lose to Swerve at AEW All In, which I thought we all knew, but it's good that it was up in the air for a little bit. But Bryan is basically telling you, yeah, it's over. You feel me? That's a career versus title match. So once Swerve wins, Bryan's done. I don't expect to see him wrestle anywhere else ever again. I think that's going to be his last match, period. But for a few months now, I've been asking Tony Khan to leave creative alone and give it to someone who has a better wrestling mind, aka Bryan Danielson. And Bryan said on the interview recently that, of course, when he does retire from in-ring competition, he'll still be I can't even say it. He'll still be there in AEW. So Tony, here, the ball's in your court. I'll give him the check right now. Hey, bro, listen, this creative thing, I don't know if I can do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give this to you. You know wrestling, front, back. You know everything about wrestling. You're one of the best wrestlers in the world, if not the best. You're my best wrestler in the world right now. If you're asking me who the best wrestler in the world currently is, I'm telling you it's Bryan Danielson. One of the greatest of all time, no matter what company. So I really do want to implore Tony Khan, hey, bro, give Bryan the ball. I promise. If Bryan takes the head of creative and AEW still falls down, then it was just meant to be. You know what I'm saying? It was just destiny. It just raps. You feel me? But I do believe that Bryan Danielson can save AEW from its impending demise. And I'm going to say, I know people don't want to, it's not going away. Hey, listen. People will not understand the impact of Cody and Punk leaving AEW until we get to the point where it's like, oh, damn, we're in the last hours. You feel me? Bryan has the power and the intellect to fix it. He can save this company. I know some people want to act like the company's not in trouble. It's in a lot of trouble. They mask it. They mask it very, very well. And thankfully, it's still a very entertaining show as far as wrestling goes. But Bryan Danielson can creatively change the trajectory of AEW very quickly. And he can put him back. I have no doubt in my mind. People like, not even Bryan on his own. Sting's still sticking around. You give Bryan and Sting the pen and just let them take care of creative, I promise. I have 100% faith in him. I'll start watching Dynamite front to back again. Weekly, I will. At least for that first month. When they confirm me that Bryan Danielson and or Sting are running creative, I'm locked in. I don't have any belief in Tony Khan. He hasn't given me anything to believe in. But Bryan and Sting, they have a clean slate. So why wouldn't I believe him? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do believe that Bryan can fix the problems that are at least in the creative division. Everything else, yeah, we're going to work on that later. But let's just work on creative first, because that's the biggest problem. That's what's happening every freaking Wednesday. So Bryan can put a Band-Aid on that problem and then just slowly heal the wound. It ain't going to happen in a year. It's going to be a gradual thing. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the way Triple H is trying to revamp what WWE has been for this entire time, Bryan and Sting creatively can change the direction of this company fairly quickly. And I mean fairly quickly in a year or two. And that puts more time for AEW to figure all the other shit out. Next thing you know, this company has found its way back. Shit, if the story comes out that Bryan takes creative, that may just bring some people back the same way people came back when Triple H came in. People may come back just to say, oh, let me see what Bryan does. Let me start watching again. Let me see what Bryan does. That's all you got to do. Bryan might not even have to prove that he's ready to do it. You feel me? He may not even have to prove that he's ready to go. The name alone, people are like, oh, I believe him. Let's go. And then it's up to Bryan to execute. And I feel like he will. Think about it. If Bryan, Edge, and Sting take creative, those are 3 Hall of Famers, 3 legends, multiple time world champions. What are we talking about here? I much rather give creative over to 3 Hall of Famers than Tony Khan, who's shown me time and time again that he has no idea what to do when it's time to book creatively. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I'm hoping for the best. You know, I'm hoping that they figure something out. I'm hoping that this is the direction they go in. I'm hoping that they can at least give Bryan a chance to somewhat change this company around. Just a little bit. It's a long shot. You know, Bryan could just be like a wrestling coach, you know what I'm saying? Or just be back there just to be back there. But if I was in Tony Khan's position, I'm like, hey, bro, listen, I'm giving you the blank check. Here, help us. And I hope it's not a pride thing. I hope Tony's like, I don't want to leave it because that will show weakness. Tony, please, bro, you have the resources. Your roster is full of some of the greatest wrestlers of all time. If you don't ask them for help, bro, please ask them for help. I'm sure they're willing to help you. They're not going anywhere. They already said they ain't leaving. So why wouldn't they help you? Especially you give them more money. Oh my, come on, man. Stop playing around. Stop playing around, man. Stop playing around. Stop playing around. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, you have to be very, very cerebral with this. You know? This has to be something that you can do, and it goes for a long amount of time. You know what I'm saying? This has to be something that you can lay the foundation for, and it can bring AEW into the next 10 to 15 years. It has to be. It has to be something like that. It has to be something like that. It has to be something to where you can build off of it. You can make the building blocks here, and then just go. But yeah, I trust that Tony Khan will make the right decision here. I don't even know if it's on his radar of decisions to make. You know, he may not even be thinking about it. I hope he is, but there's a high chance that he's not. But if he is speaking about it, if he is thinking about it, I hope he does it. Because it's only to benefit himself. You know, it ain't going to benefit anybody else. It ain't going to benefit me or you or the WWE. It's only going to benefit AEW. You know, AEW needs every lifeline it can get right now. And Bryan Danielson is a lifeline. He might be the lifeline. You feel me? Same goes with Sting. Same goes with Copeland. These are lifelines that you have at your resource. You have them within the length of your hands. Just stick your hand out and tag them in. That's all you gotta do. Tag them in. If they mess it up, then you might have to deal with that. I ain't gonna lie. But they're not active wrestlers like your dumbass, stupid ass EVPs, nut ass bucks. So they're not gonna book themselves strong. This ain't gonna be a WCW situation where you have people like Kevin Nash running the show and they're still actively wrestling. You know, these are all 3 retired superstars, barring Copeland. But I don't think Copeland would book himself to win. I know he's been getting people been calling him the Mr. Never Lose. I laugh at that because I never looked at Edge like a Hulk Hogan. I'll put me over, brother. I never thought him like that. But then when people show me some stuff, like especially like that last run, like him beating Finn at WrestleMania and then him beating Sheamus in the last match, I'm like, Shout out my boy Jay Aries. He made a few videos talking about Edge, especially in that last run. And I was looking at it, I was like, he ain't wrong, you know what I'm saying? And I never really thought about it. Like, I never thought of Edge as like I'm putting myself over, brother, kind of guy. But when you look at the win-loss record, it's like, damn, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But nah, I do think Copeland has good intentions, you know. But at the end of the day, This is all to help AEW. If they don't want to help themselves, then that's up to them. But I really do hope that somebody, anybody, can throw Tony Khan and AEW a lifeline, especially a Hall of Famer wrestler. Someone who I believe in. Me personally, you know. You may not believe in them, but I do. And I do think that they'll be able to fix what's been going on with this company, at least from bell to bell. All the other stuff, that's something that Tony Khan and his people have to deal with. But as far as bell to bell, that's really all I care about. If they can fix that problem first, we might be in the money. Might be. I don't know. But y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comments down below. If you like the video, let me know by liking the video. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe if you have not already. And yeah, that's all I got. Stay safe, drink water. I love you. Praise God. And I will see you in the next video, man.